Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're doing a what's next on the undefeated lightweight contender, mandatory contender right now, William Zepeda, following a dominating, I think it was third round TKO victory, or was it second round, over Giovanni Cabrera. It was third round, as he remained undefeated on the July 6th, in the July 6th DAZN main event. It was a big fight for Zepeda. He came in hungry, and he went out there and got a big victory over a guy that a lot of people thought, myself included, was going to give him hell. On paper, I thought this was his toughest opponent, and he absolutely wasted Cabrera, and locked down his mandatory, locked down his mandatory position. And he's the first guy to ever be ranked universally #1 in all 4 governing bodies, which is a very big deal. So really looking forward to seeing what's next for William Zepeda following that win. So let's start with, we're going to run through the top 10 and see what the possibilities are. We start with the IBF champion, Vasily Lomachenko. He won mandatory 2 Loma's belt back in March when he defeated Maxie Hughes. Lomachenko has taken himself off the table, though, for the remainder of the year due to wanting to spend time with his family and not really have any motivation right now. So what that means for Zepeda is he's going to have to line himself up for a title shot. He's going to have to either fight in an interim title fight or wait around, but he's definitely not getting Loma next. Then you got #2 undefeated WBA champion Gervonta Tank Davis. I don't see this one. I think Tank is going to be allowed to do whatever the hell he wants, like the WBA has been allowing him to do for years now. I don't think they're going to enforce him to fight Zepeda, at least not next. And I don't see Tank fighting William Zepeda in his next fight. I don't see it. Then there's #3 undefeated WBC champion Shakur Stevenson. I'm hoping the WBC enforces this fight. I really want to see that they actually did order the fight. They did order the fight, but Golden Boy has already came out and said that William Zepeda is going to do what he wants next. That tells me he doesn't want to fight Shakur. I hope that's not the case. I hope he accepts the fight with Shakur and goes for it. And that would be a big time fight, and I really hope that that's what happens. I would like to see that. But we'll see what he decides to do. Then there's Jermaine Ortiz. I don't see this one. Ortiz is a top-ranked guy, and Zepeda's with Golden Boy. Ortiz also moved up to 140. I don't think Zepeda would fight Ortiz. I think Ortiz is really gung-ho about getting a title shot next, at the minimum. So I don't think he signs on for this fight right here with Ortiz. But it is an outside possibility, but I just don't see it. Then there's undefeated WBO champion Dennis Berianchik. I really think this is the fight that Oscar's going to push for. I think before Shakur or any of the other guys, they want Zepeda to be one of the big 4 at lightweight with a world title. So I think they're going to try to go put the WBO belt on him by having him fight Berianchik. So I do believe that this is very likely to be his next opponent. Raymond Murataya. I would love to see this matchup, but I don't think the 2 sides will come together for this fight if it's not for a world title. It's a cross-promotional fight. Both fighters are undefeated top lightweight contenders, but I don't think that the Top Rank is going to push for this bout. I don't think Top Rank pushes for this bout, or Golden Boy for that matter, because it's not a title fight. I think it's something they want to put a title on Zepeda and then fight a guy like Murataya and cross the street for something like that. Then I think it's possible. Then there's Frank Martin, former world title challenger. He's coming off a loss. He's a PBC guy. I don't see him getting a crack at William Zepeda. I don't see it. Then there's Zaur Abdullayev. If he does not move on to a world title, I could see him fighting a guy like Abdullayev. Staying busy against a veteran lightweight contender. I think that's a possibility if he doesn't get a title fight next. Then there's George Kambosos Jr. I don't see that one. He's coming off of 3 losses in 4 fights. think, unless it's a major fight, I don't think Kambosos wants a contender's bout. I think he wants world titles or big fights, and that's it. Then you got Keyshawn Davis, undefeated contender. Not seeing that one. I don't think that either side wants to risk their guy by fighting each other, so I'm going to say no to this one. Then there's undefeated Floyd Schofield. Not seeing that one next. Then there's Edwin De Los Santos, another one. I don't think the PBC would want to risk De Los Santos against Zepeda, and for that matter, I don't think Golden Boy would want to risk Zepeda against De Los Santos. So I don't see that one. Miguel Magdueno just lost to Keyshawn Davis. Not seeing that. And then you got Chan Tonson from Canada. I don't see that one. And then Mark Chamberlain. I don't see him getting in line for Zepeda. So what do I think William Zepeda is going to do next? Realistically, I really believe it's going to be the fight with Denis Beriancek. I really see that one being what he does next. And the reason being, again, I think they want to put him in a position of power in the division as a champion to be able to dictate better terms for a fight with Shakur, a fight with Loma, Tank, to unify belts. I think they want to make him a guy that those top guys have to go through to become undisputed. And I think Oscar is smart to do that, because if William Zepeda fights Shakur next and loses, he gets pushed back, and that takes him out of the mix. But if they throw him in against Beriancek and he can figure out and beat Denis Beriancek for the WBO belt, then you have an undefeated guy with a great knockout ratio, throws a ton of punches, and is a tough opponent to match up against anybody. It makes a unification with Shakur even bigger. So as much as I want to see Shakur and William Zepeda next, I'm not seeing it next. I don't think it's going to happen. But I do believe there is still a possibility, but I really hope that it's the fight with Beriancek that comes from it. And if not a title fight, then Zaur Abdullayev, somebody on that level. So that's it. That's what I got. That's my what's next on undefeated lightweight mandatory contender William Zepeda, following a dominating third round TKO victory over Giovanni Cabrera to remain undefeated. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.